we talk about the Dark Chireitou lore? I don't want to leave your audience kind of with a cliffhanger on that one.
Sure. Let me just quickly pull up the card so I can actually.
So it's kind of funny because I mentioned my experiences with Goro was copying a list from someone who should have won an event, right? But they ended up with judge damage and losing in the finals from basically making the same misplay multiple times in the tournament. I can't remember if it was 2 or 3. Yeah, it's kind of messed up actually. That as soon as I started talking about drinking, I was like, this would have actually been Connor's. Connor's sweet spot. We were talking about drinking. I'm like, it's a little early here. It's 9 a.m. But for you guys, it would have been perfect. But yeah, so Dark Chireitou, of course, famously an actual. Yeah, it was like every single time in Top Cut, wasn't it? Yeah, it was 3 times. So famously in retro, actual real retro, not Rochester retro, you can play cards that are off symbol in your deck. And it just so happens that the all symbol for Goro had a lot of foundations that draw cards. So there was Mourning the Loss, which is when you play it, you draw a card. There was Summer Heat, which is when you play it, you draw a card. There's a card called Breakfast, which is when you play it, if you have less hand size than your opponent, you draw a card. And then there was Artifice Avarice, which says when you check it, you draw a card. And then there's also Radiation, which is a card pool ability that says if your printed hand size is less than your opponent's, you can remove it from your card pool to draw a card. So you'd play it with Nutcracker, add it to the card pool, remove it, you get to draw 2 cards, right? So the card draw in the deck was absolutely insane. It was like 40 cards that draw cards, usually without even having to play an attack. This was a Goro deck that was building 6 on turn 1, going first as a 4-hander. Absolutely just bonkers stuff. But the thing is, Nutcracker has the Earth symbol. Mayfa's Assault has the Earth symbol. A lot of all attacks had the Earth symbol. And so Dark Chireitou, being for the same reason that, Connor included it, it's an incredibly good win the game piece. It's incredibly good when you put it down. It stops all the attack negates of the format. It stops you from getting your attacks bounced. It stops, resets, reduced to zeros, all the things that people were doing that wasn't just blocking attacks. And so he had it as a tool in his toolbox because this character can just go get it when it's needed. Unfortunately, one of the things that you do in Goro, and especially back on turn 1 in the old rule set, was you would attempt to play a card and then fail it. And so you would get an extra card milled because you checked for it. And then you would also get that card out of your hand because Goro has to shuffle the cards from his hand back into his deck when you do the first form. So you want the cards out of your hand that you want to play next turn. The problem is the player was playing an all symbol chain, and then he would attempt to play the Dark Chireitou, and it doesn't chain, so it's an illegal play. And he kept doing it because it's just autopilot. It's what you do with an attack in Goro on turn 1. You just try to fail it. You try to get more cards in your discard pile. And yeah, as Chad's pointing out, he just didn't need the Dark Chireitou. It never came up. I don't think I ever saw him play it. And it was just not super necessary. So for the next event, it was clearly the best deck and no one else was playing it. I think other people were playing Fire Goro, which, is like its own can of worms. I just took his deck. I took out the Dark Chireitou, even though I'm an off symbol lover. I'm a multi-symbol all-star. I love that stuff, but the deck couldn't really account for it or do anything super interesting with it. So I just took the Dark Chireitou out and then won the next retro series which was probably the easiest tournament I've ever played in my life because Goro is just that strong and that good. And the deck was that good. They've banned multiple parts of it now. Like Mourning the Loss is banned because it draws a card when you play it, right? So I just wanted to expand on that a bit because I do think like the Dark Chireitou thing is kind of funny. That your Goro's just not allowed to play it.
No, it's always good to get a bit of lore and like the backstory about the history of UFS and Universus. Because it was when Fido put in there like it was bad karma, I just like like, that's quite powerful. I didn't realize. Oh no, it's literal bad karma because someone just kept misplaying it.
Yeah, no, it's actually just like a cursed interaction, which again, it's on his other two symbols. If you put it in a fire or earth Goro list, you're probably in the clear. But it's kind of notorious. I think, unfortunately, I think the player actually quit the game like forever after that.
Oof.
I think he actually was like so tilted, and like, the community reaction was obviously to have a laugh at it. I don't remember anyone like attacking the dude or making fun of the dude.
Yeah.
But it was like a pretty funny thing to watch someone essentially throw the entire tournament by making like a play that doesn't have to happen, like it changed actually nothing. I think if he just reviews it next turn, right? So it is just like one of those crazy card game stories, that goes down as like the worst day of someone's life that they probably don't even remember now. Like I wouldn't be surprised. I don't remember who did it. And again, they might have played the game after that, but I wouldn't be surprised if like they completely forgot it ever even happened.
It's one of those things that it feels really bad at the moment, but a couple of weeks later, it's something you can just laugh off.
Yeah, like especially again, if you like quit the game, if you just went to play a different card game, you just be like, yeah, that UFS game, that's a dead game. They wouldn't even know that we still play it. So, but yeah, it was pretty crazy at the time. So I just wanted to share the old ways.
No, it's a great story to have. It's one that I'm really glad we got to highlight as well because like Connor completely forgotten about it, and it is just one of those good things to say. Like saying mistakes do happen, and it's a shame someone quit over it because at the end of the day, this is just still a game.
Yeah.
Just he was back for a little while during MH2. He says that's cool.
He came back for a while. Okay.